What's going on? I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Welcome to drboystv.com, the home for intelligent black people. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and today I want to talk about something that I think is really important. It has to do with Mel Tucker, the head coach or former head coach at Michigan State University. What I'm going to reveal to you is going to blow your mind. You're going to be shocked by this. You won't believe what has been revealed and what the media is not reporting about this Mel Tucker situation. And so, as a black man, and also as a financial expert, I'm a finance professor. I'm deeply concerned by what I'm seeing. I'm going to break this down for you. So, hit that thumbs up button. Let me know if you can hear me, by the way. And get ready. We're going to get started on drboystv.com right now.
Here we are, clan the isms, cataclysm, great. Our people out here struggling, trying to make it in this state. Everybody out here doing it, but we the ones who late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to cosign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr. Boyce TV. Here we are.
Good morning, good afternoon, wherever it is, whatever time it is where you live. Welcome to drboystv.com, the home for intelligent black people. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I am here at the All Black National Convention in Atlanta. We are on the final day. Some of you may be at the convention wondering, why am I going live during the convention? It's because I got a job to do, and this is what I do consistently every day. And we just finished a reparations panel with Jade Arendelle as well as Dr. Chike Okua. If you want to join us for the next convention, the next All Black National Convention will be in Chicago. You can get early bird tickets for 50% off for this weekend only. So if you'd like to get the early bird or take advantage of the early bird offer, just go to allblacknationalconvention.com. We will sell out. We will sell out. I'm telling you, we will sell out. So you may want to get your ticket now because the venue is specifically designed to be at a size that isn't going to stretch our budget. So we'd rather have too many people than to have too few. So we will end up selling out. So if you want to come to the convention, you may want to go ahead and lock in your tickets now. Anyway, guys, let me hop into this conversation really quick. And as you hit the thumbs up button, what's up on Instagram? There is a really alarming situation that's taking place out of Michigan State University. And it's a situation that I believe everybody needs to know about. It's a scenario that I believe every black person on the planet should be talking about. Every fair-minded person on earth should be thinking about this. Everybody who believes in justice should be discussing this issue. So Kevin Burkhardt and Terrell Davis and Chairman of the Poor and Joanne Wooten, who all of whom I did not acknowledge you. I apologize for not saying hello to you. I admit I was so disturbed by this. In fact, to show you how disturbed I was by, number one, typically during the All Black National Convention, I don't take time to do the show so much. I'm focused on trying to handle the convention and all of you that are here. And also, in fact, I saw Sister Joanne from Atlanta. I hope that you're here, Joanne. If you're not here, you should have came by. It was an amazing experience. But also, I am literally talking fast. Typically, you guys know, I step in and I say, how you doing? Hey, everybody. I shout out your names. I got to tell you about this because honestly, this situation that makes me sad, it makes me angry, it pisses me off. It's so unfair. And you've seen this happen so many times. Don't act like you haven't never seen it. So let me explain it to you, and then I will tell you why this should disturb you. This should really frighten you that a major institution would do this to a black person. They really do it to anybody. Well, so Mel Tucker, in case you don't know, give me a yes if you know about Mel Tucker. Mel Tucker is the football coach at Michigan State University. I'm going to refer to him as the football coach, even though he was official. I think he was fired or removed or something, right? But I'm going to call him the football coach because he deserves that job. Well, Mel Tucker, apparently there was something that happened with a woman. And her name was Tracy. Tracy, let me find her name here. I want to say her name. Brenda Tracy. I'm sorry, Brenda Tracy. So Brenda Tracy accused Mel Tucker of basically having what's the word, non-consensual phone hanky-panky, if you will, right? I try not to use the word sex because YouTube is funny about stuff like that. And so she accused him of touching himself. I'm doing this. Y'all know what it is. If you're listening on Spotify, just imagine me shaking my hand up and down. And she said it was against my consent. I did not consent to him doing this. I'm traumatized. Now pay me a bunch of money, right? And which right there, I'm sorry, forgive me, but I think we really have to question some fundamental assumptions. It's going to sound politically incorrect for me to say this, but if somebody's talking dirty to me on the phone, I don't want them talking dirty to me on the phone. I just say, please stop. I've had that happen. I've had women run up on me and offer all kinds of things, send me pictures that I did not want to see, say things to me, offer me stuff that I wouldn't buy in a grocery store. And I didn't go and try to ruin that woman's life. I didn't say, oh my God, I'm so irreversibly traumatized, I need $10 million. I didn't say, let me find the best thing happening in your life and let me ruin it forever. I didn't say blackball her from any profession ever. But for some reason, we think that that's normal. Give me a yes if you can hear me, even if you don't agree. I'm not sitting here defending people that are predators. I'm not defending bad people. But give me a yes if we can at least hear each other and you can at least consider what I just said, that maybe that's a little extreme, that I can accuse somebody of saying something on the phone that made me uncomfortable and not have the right to go destroy that person's life. Give me a yes if it's rational to at least consider that. And then I also want to ask you all a question, a yes or no question as Black people. How many of you have ever had somebody say something to you on the phone that made you uncomfortable? Give me a yes. You can walk by, baby. They can't see you. Give me a yes if you've ever had a white person get on the phone with you and say something that made you uncomfortable. Give me a yes. How many of you have ever had heard something on the job that made you uncomfortable? Imagine if every time somebody said that I'm pointing out the white female privilege that exists in this country, because I'm gonna go deeper into what Brenda Tracy's text messages revealed, that it looks like she's a liar. I'm not saying it for sure, but it looks like she's a liar. It looks like it was a shakedown. Imagine that. Oh my God. The man has a $95 million contract. You don't think that there's some chance that somebody could say, I'm broke as hell. I got $5 in my bank account. I'm foreshadowing. That's how much she had in her account when she filed. Do you think it's possible that somebody with $5 in their bank account would say, I've got leverage on a man who just signed a $95 million deal. I could get some of that money and get me a nicer car or pay my overdue bills and my overdue credit cards. Do you think that that's possible? See, y'all, I got a PhD in finance, but I'm going to tell you a little secret. You don't need a PhD in finance to know what a shakedown looks like. I don't even need my master's degree to know what it looks like when somebody's got some bread in their pocket and there's another person who's trying to take advantage of the situation. You don't even need a bachelor's degree to understand that this might be just a little bit suspicious and that you might do a little bit of due diligence before you destroy a man's life. This is why I'm mad at the racist institution called Michigan State University. Yes, this is racist as hell because Black men for hundreds of years have been traumatized by false accusations. This is racism. In fact, it's not just racism, it's a specific kind of racism. It is what you would call economic racism. Why do I call it economic racism? At the All Black National Convention, we just did a panel on reparations. And in that panel, Dr. Chike Okua from Clark Atlanta University and Jade Arundel explained how for hundreds of years, anytime a Black man got his hand on a couple of dollars, there were folks who used the biases of the law, like Title IX, to destroy that man and take his money. Y'all have no idea how many Black men and women before you had worked hard to acquire a little something, had a little couple dollars in the bank, were finally getting out of that situation, finally elevating their family, buying property, land. You have no idea how many times they falsely accuse that person of a crime just to steal their money. So this woman comes in, and from what I'm reading, I'm about to read these text messages to you, but I have to lay the framework here because this is some BS. This woman saw this Black man get ahead, have a couple of dollars in his pocket. She's broke. She's got $5 in her bank account. This is not my words. These are her words that she, by the way, did not want revealed to the public. She went out of her way to make sure that these messages were hidden. She had $5 in her account and said, I'm going to falsely accuse this man of something or use my leverage in order to get some of that money. This is economic racism. What this lady did ain't no different for what her ancestors did 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 300 years ago. This is why white people control so much of the wealth in this country. Give me a yes if you're following what I'm saying here. Give me a yes if you're hearing this. I'm not asking you to agree with everything, and I'm certainly not here to defend somebody who might have done something harmful to another person. I don't believe that any harm was done. I just don't believe it. So let me dig into the text message. I'm going to lay that out. Hit the thumbs up button, please. Thumbs up, share, subscribe if you have not done that yet. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. You're watching drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent Black people. I'm here at the All Black National Convention, so some of you may be watching from the convention, actually. And I want to say thank you to everybody who came and hung out with us. If you haven't been to the convention, let me tell you, you will never have a space where you can learn, connect, and have as much fun as you have in this space. Ask anybody who's at the convention. They will affirm this. Ask anybody. I don't care. Ask the person who had the least fun, and they're going to say, oh, it was a blast. With last night, my daughter showed me how to do the stanky leg, and she was showing me how to do some dance like this, and she's like, no, it's bop. Bop. So we were having fun last night. I ain't gonna lie. Nobody said you can't fight for racial justice, build wealth in your community, build your family, and also have fun. We do all of that at the convention. So if you want to learn more about what we did and come next year, just go to allblacknationalconvention.com. Also, my new book is called The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power. It's now available on Audible. You asked for it on Audible. We put it on Audible. Now go over there and you can get it whenever you want. It's available for you. All right. So let's dig into this a little bit more. So Melvin Tucker, I keep calling him Melvin Turner. I'm so sorry. I knew a Melvin Turner. That's why I get that wrong. Melvin Tucker, the former football coach at Michigan State University, was accused by a woman named Brenda Tracy, who said basically that he committed the heinous act of touching himself while they were on the phone. And from what I understand, these accusations were made months after the incident took place. That right there is a major red flag. Why didn't you call somebody right away? Why did you wait a while? I don't understand that part. In fact, there were text messages she sent him in the meantime, wishing him a happy Father's Day. And the narrative that Tucker's attorneys have shared, and again, this is the court, right? This is he said, she said to some extent. But if you're going to listen to what she said, you got to listen to what he said. Give me a yes if you follow this. Give me a yes if you agree. If you're going to listen to the she said, then you got to listen to the he said. I don't understand this idea that we're supposed to believe all women, but we can't believe a thing that comes out of a man's mouth. That doesn't make any sense. So here are some key points that were found in these text messages. I'm gonna read some of them to you now. So she claimed that they had they did this thing on the phone and that it was non-consensual. The text messages suggest that she was after his money. She referred to herself as the victim and mentioned taking on a $95 million coach. So she's mentioning the money all over the text messages that, by the way, she went out of her way to make sure nobody could see these messages. In fact, it was so crazy. This is so crazy. I want you to go read up on this. This woman, and this speaks to her character. Sounds like she's a liar. I'm gonna be honest with you. She had an assistant who was in the hospital dying. Her assistant's in the hospital dying. Go look it up. Don't believe me. Go look it up. Her assistant's in the hospital dying. And instead of grieving for her dying assistant and making sure that she gets what she needs, she is going out of her way, at least according to the reports I've seen, was going out of her way to get access to the assistant's text messages and emails so she could make sure that they got deleted. Now, does that sound to you like somebody who has nothing to hide? That they're going out of their way to try to destroy evidence in this ongoing investigation? Does that sound like somebody that you would trust to babysit your kids? Does that sound like or do you think that's a little bit fishy? Or am I a sexist for saying that, hey, maybe this woman's a lying ass blankety blank? Does that make me a bad person for saying that? And the reason I'm angry about it is because I'm a black man. This is traumatizing. I know everybody has sympathy, all the sympathy in the world for white females when they go through it. Somebody touched your booty in 1998, and now 30 years later, you need somebody to give you $10 million. How do you think black men feel when we're busting our ass, every odds stacked against you from birth. You going through hell from childhood. You finally get a little something. You finally have a little bit of opportunity, and then one little accusation. Somebody says you said something inappropriate. It made me uncomfortable, and then next thing you know, you've lost it all, and you don't understand why we mad at you. You don't understand why we a little bit pissed off. You don't understand. Tupac said, had a verse, and only God can judge me. He said, no more hesitation. Each and every black male's trapped, and they wonder why we suicidal running around strapped. I felt that when I was 25. I was the exact same age as Tupac. Our birthdays were just a few days apart. And I said, man, I get it. I get it. This is what we go through. And a lot of this abuse comes at the hands of people like this woman. So as far as I'm concerned, this woman is the Jeffrey Dahmer of our time, in my view. You're no better than the R. Kellys out here. You're no better than any predator that I've ever seen in my life. I don't put you ahead of any of those people because this ain't right. This is not right. And if you think it's okay, then I can't help you. Let me keep reading here. There's more to her text messages. Just to give you more summaries. She talked extensively about her financial difficulties, including mentioning that she had only $5 in her bank account and she owed a lot of money to the IRS. I believe her motive for the lawsuit was heavily financial. She mentioned wanting to come to an agreement. She did not want a hearing. She said, I want them to pay me money. I don't, this is not a direct quote, but basically she said, I don't want a hearing. I don't want all the facts out there. I just want them to pay me off. And this is not, give me a yes if you understand this. This is a common tactic. Let me sue this person and then they'll pay me money just to go away. You don't think that there are people out there that just love to sue people for any little thing? And this is another thing I tell you. You guys know we believe in accountability. This is why I told my wife, I said, we got to warn our son. Our son, I'm his bonus dad. He has a biological father who's a very tall man. If you saw me next to him, you would not believe he was my biological child, but I love him as if he's my own. And let me tell you, he's 6'8" and handsome as hell. And when I take him on college campuses, all the girls, white, black, and in between, are all looking up at him with these little googly eyes. You know how little girls got the little googly eyes, trying to figure out who's this big, tall, handsome 6'8" man walking across this campus. I kid you not. He's not a basketball player. He's an engineer. So don't ask him to play basketball. He don't want to do that. And that's his right. And I warned him. I had to warn him. These are the conversations you got to have with your sons. See, we talk about the police conversation, and I'm going to tell you, I've never been shot at by a cop, but I have been hit on by a white woman on the job. I haven't been, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that police shootings don't happen. We know that they do, but I know more black men. I don't know a lot of black men who've been murdered by cops. I know brothers who've been killed in the club and brothers who got shot in their house and brothers who got shot in the game. But I don't know a lot of brothers who were killed by cops, but I know a lot of black men who go to work and they get hit on by women who make them think it's a safe space. And I also know brothers who get fired on their day off. And a lot of times it's over some BS, over some stuff where he didn't even do anything wrong. Because here's what I need you to understand. All she's got to do is accuse you. Seriously, you need to tell your sons this. Your sons need to have these real conversations instead of the BS conversation. Because what's going to happen is they're going to lure his ass to sleep. He's going to go in there, do something stupid, and lose everything. He's going to lose it all. And then he's going to be sad and sitting at home all up in the bottle and thinking about killing himself and all this other because his career is gone, his reputation's gone. There's no way he can repair that. Do you understand how traumatized men are when they've been falsely accused and they've been labeled with that stigma, or they, God forbid, some of them have to go to jail or at the very least lose their career? It's terrible. It happens all the time. So you got to have these conversations with your sons so they know what they're up against. I want to ask y'all a question. Give me a yes or no. Give me a yes or no. I'm a black man. I've been a black man my whole life now. I enjoy it, so I think I'm going to stick with it. I know people are identifying as whatever they want, but I'm going to keep being a black man. What is it? Can you name one thing that where I could go and accuse a white female of doing that thing, committing that crime, and receive and I can get her sent to jail or ruin her career based on my word alone. Can you name one thing I could accuse a white female of doing to me that would require no evidence, no proof on my part, that would destroy her whole entire life? Maybe get her sent to jail, definitely cause her to lose her job and her ability to ever make a living for the rest of my life, her life. I want y'all to answer this question. And I want to see if anybody can answer. I got a text. I have to have security and stuff because not everybody likes me. And I got to text my security guy real quick. But I want y'all to answer that question for me real fast. Hold on. I wanted to say downstairs, but spell correct said downstairs. Okay, right. Nothing. There's absolutely nothing that I, as a black man, have the right to charge a white woman with or accuse her of that would cause her to lose everything. Right. And don't y'all think that's a little bit strange? Or are we so accustomed to inequality that we think that makes sense? That we feel like it's all right, that literally we feel like that's a privilege that white folks deserve to have, but we can't have that same privilege. No, that's racism, y'all. That's what racism looks like, right? Because your black butt can't do that to nobody. Even black women can't really do that, right? So let me keep reading here. I'm gonna read more about this situation with Mel Tucker and what happened with this false accusation and the text messages that were revealed that show that Brenda Tracy, the woman that's accusing him, is probably not telling the truth. So she mentions her financial situation all through these text messages when she's talking about having $5 in the bank, IRS troubles. She sent them a happy Father's Day text message. Not many people send a happy Father's Day message to people who assault them, but I'm sure someone will make an excuse for that. She had communications with media outlets like ESPN and USA Today, and some believe that she was doing that to control the narrative, that she was basically telling them how to tell the story. She didn't want attention on her when they put her name out there. She said, "You can't do that. I'm the victim." There's evidence that suggested that she even admitted that the whole phone situation where he allegedly touched himself while they were on the phone, that was consensual, that it was consensual until she later decided that it wasn't consensual. So here are some specific quotes from text messages that she sent. One is, she says, Tucker signed his contract. I can't even wrap my brain around $95 million. Can you imagine $700K going into your bank account every month? We're going to make it happen, and I'm going to ask him to finance the doc. He'll do it. So it sounds like by the doc, she's referring to some sort of documentary that she wanted him to finance. So this, to me, speaks of gold digger behavior, shakedown behavior. You don't have money to pay for your documentary, so you're going to go to this guy and ask him to pay for it because maybe you think that because you gave him googly eyes or some poontang that somehow he owes you a payment. Number two, here's another quote. I'm filing a formal complaint with Michigan State. My lawyer said after that, we can let him know we want to come to an agreement. Then it doesn't have to go to a hearing or anything unless he wants it to. So that's the question I asked him. If you are an activist, and it's crazy because I think she's an activist of some sort. If you're an activist that really wants justice, wouldn't you want a hearing? Wouldn't you want all the facts to be laid out? Wouldn't you want the truth to be known? Wouldn't you want everybody to just see it spilled out there? Or are you looking for some cash flow because you got $5 in the bank and you can't? I mean, how many of y'all know what it feels like to be broke? Anybody ever been broke before? I've had $5 in the bank before. That was my grad school day. How many of y'all, give me a yes if you know just how painful it is when you broke and you got $5. Some of y'all may only have $5 in the bank, but that's okay. You're going to be wealthy one day because you're listening to people like me. I'll teach you all that stuff. I have a PhD in finance. I teach you all about money. All right. So anybody ever known just how you feel when you hungry? Maybe the kids are hungry. You're dusty. You don't know if you're gonna pay the rent. Anybody ever felt like a little desperate? You know, like you might do something that's a little embarrassing, right? So again, I'm not saying you would do something this atrocious because this is terrible. She should go to jail for this if this is found to be true. But think about what a criminal, an unethical person like this woman sounds to be. Think about what would go through their mind. Process this. You're like, wait a minute, hold up. Michigan State is so stupid that if I just call them on the phone and say that this guy did something, they're going to put the heat on him. And when they put the heat on him, oh, he's going to write a check. He'll give me 2 weeks salary to get rid of me. Think about this. She mentioned a number like $110,000 as one of the numbers that she was aiming for. So process this for a moment. This is like a week's, this is like 4 days pay for him. Okay, this is how this man has a $95 million. So 4 days. So wouldn't that? I mean, if you're imagine you're a criminal. Imagine you're a dirty, unethical, conniving gold digger who's down to your last $5. Wouldn't that be a pretty good plan? Right? You thinking it would work, right? Like you don't want this to blow up. You don't want everybody. You don't be telling everybody you was jacking your wanker on the telephone, right? Because we want to act like men don't have sexual needs or whatever. Right? Oh, but so in order to avoid the embarrassment, just cut the check and we're good. Okay. And this is actually something we've discussed in the Black Business School extensively about protecting your wealth. When you talk about protecting your wealth, it ain't just about insurance policies and estate planning. Protecting your wealth goes into protecting yourself against predators. I heard Will Smith give a speech one time. It wasn't a speech, it was an interview where he said something to that extent. He said that one of the downsides of being rich is that rich and famous is that people will sue you for absolutely nothing just to get a payoff. That's what he said. And he said that over time, to deal with that, you have to learn how to fend off the predators without letting your heart go dark. Shout out to Will Smith. And I think the way he's handling that stuff with Jada, even though I don't agree, I don't understand it, to be honest with you. Jada seems to be acting a little weird, but they have their understanding, and I respect that because I do respect Will. I did not understand his decision to slap Chris Rock. I feel like he should have slapped Chris after the show, or I just didn't get it. I don't know why you wait till your biggest night of your career. You've been going to the damn Oscars 30 years, man. You could have slapped him last year or next year. Maybe say after I get this award, man. Right after I get my award, man, I'm slapping your ass at the next Oscars. But I didn't get it. Right? I admit it. But at the same time, I have a respect for Will and his emotional intelligence. And that comment that he made about fending off predators is something I want y'all to understand, so that when you become successful, or if you don't become economically successful, your kids certainly will be, because you're teaching them the things we're talking about on this platform. You need to teach them to fend off predators like this. So in this particular situation, if I'm Mel Turner, one lesson that you can learn on the other side of that is you have to be extremely thoughtful about the types of people that you allow yourself to be vulnerable to. I know you might think she looks good. I don't think she looks good. She is not attractive to me, but whatever. And I know that you think that because you got this big contract that you the man, you can do whatever you want. You don't live in that world. Your son needs to know he's in danger from the minute he gets out there, and don't let him be successful. There will be people waiting, just licking their chops, rubbing their hands like Birdman, looking for every opportunity to take him down because they love to watch a black man burn. And Michigan State University, anybody affiliated with that institution needs to go to that institution to demand an apology for their support of this economic racism, because there's no logical person on this earth that can read those text messages and hear this evidence and see what is being revealed about this woman and stand behind what they have done to him. Maybe they wanted to fire him because the football team sucks. Maybe they wanted to get rid of him because they think he's a jerk. Maybe they wanted to get rid of him because they don't want to have that much of a financial obligation. But whatever it was, this is some BS and some nonsense, and I will be mortified to be affiliated with an institution that's going to behave in such an irresponsible and racist way. I would be mortified. So anyway, let me read more of these text messages to you. Please hit that thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. Also, by the way, you guys know we do a lot of financial lessons here. This is actually an economic lesson in case you haven't picked that up yet. But we talk about a lot of other stuff, specific stuff. So if you'd like to get some free stuff from the Black Business School, just text the word stock to 31996. Text stock to 31996. My goal is to help you get wealthy enough so that one day you're looking like Mel Tucker, and hopefully you'll be wise enough not to trick it all away over some lady that waves a booty in your face. And also, we do have a social media platform that is off Facebook, off Instagram. There's over 60,000 of you on there. It's called B1 Nation. We had to do this for the sake of freedom of speech, because there are people that have their agendas that try to block what you're allowed to say. We don't believe in that. I believe that Black education has to be politically incorrect. It has to be honest and authentic. So we created that space. If you want to have the space, you got to build it. So we built it. It's called B1 Nation. You go to b1nation.us, fill out 3 little questions, and we can let you in. You can network with other like-minded people. And this kind of thing is important also because, as a side note, you should know Minister Louis Farrakhan, a man that I admire and I love to the ends of this earth, has just filed a $5 billion lawsuit against the Anti-Defamation League for falsely accusing him of being anti-Semitic. How about that? And I'm going to talk more about that in detail when I come back to you. I don't want to distract from the original topic, but I have to mention what the minister's doing, and I want y'all to know, and I want you to go tell everybody what's going down. I love the fact that he's fighting back, because we know for many years that accusation was BS. They love to falsely accuse the Black man because they think they can get away with it. They love to talk crazy about us and say things that are not true. They love to do that on a regular basis. So I hope they pay every nickel of that $5 billion, because I know those brothers in the Nation of Islam. I know they do not play. They dot their I's, they cross their T's. They're going to be ready for that lawsuit. So y'all better be ready, because they are coming. So God bless you. So now they got more than one war to fight. They got that war they fighting in the Middle East, but now they got other wars they're going to be fighting domestically, because we're tired of the BS, tired of being lied on, tired of it. Let's keep going. Melvin Tucker and this lawsuit, Brenda Tracy falsely accused him. I believe it's a false accusation. Accused him of saying some stuff on the phone and touching himself on the phone against her consent. These text messages appear to reveal that money was a primary motive in her reason for filing this accusation. There's more here. So number one, she wanted to settle the case. She talked about the money from the very beginning. She wanted him to finance her documentary. She sends him a Happy Father's Day text. Here's another one. She says, money is my only recourse to make him feel like there's a punishment. When they do the money, I should make him pay $110,000 to me directly. So again, she's so traumatized that all she's talking about is the money. She mentions 1 week before she filed a complaint that she had $5 in her bank account. She says, having the IRS after me in a way that is known publicly surely won't help my lawsuit. Also, she says, imagine the victim is taking on a $95 million coach. She sent text messages to USA Today and ESPN writers to get them to tell her story. And she kept arguing, but I'm the victim. I'm the victim. I don't think you're acting like the victim, ma'am. You're just not. I don't believe you. So anyway, here's the deal. So if you talk about what's going on right now with Mel Tucker and Michigan State, and yes, wait, is it say it ain't so, boys? Is this woman Black? No, Michael, she's not Black. I thought you said it's my wife, but is my woman Black? Yeah, my woman's blickety Black. She grew up in Gary, Indiana. You got to be Black to survive Gary. Shout out to Gary though, great people there. I love Gary. Anyway, so I'm gonna just end this by saying that I hope that Mel Tucker not only maybe he'll get his job back, maybe he won't, but I hope he sues Michigan State University for at least $250 million. And I hope that they endure the amount of public scorn, disdain, and embarrassment that they deserve for supporting what I consider to be economic racism. Based on this, at the very least, all the information should be revealed. At the very least, we should get to a point where we can find out every little thing that transpired in terms of every conversation, every little thing. And even then, the crazy part to me, I'm gonna be honest with you, I still have a hard time understanding where a person can get a bunch of money or ruin somebody's life because they were on the telephone touching themselves. They weren't touching you. They weren't touching you in the same, touching themselves anywhere near you. They were on the damn phone. How the hell can you be traumatized by somebody touching himself on the phone? I'm not saying that it's okay. Keep your stuff to yourself. Keep your junk to yourself, fellas. Don't be pulling it out if she don't want to see it. I'm serious. Ladies, keep your cooch in your pants unless you want that sort of smoke. I'm not saying that this is something that anybody should do. So let's just be clear. I will never, ever in a billion years, give me a yes if you understand this so we can not get it twisted. I will never in a billion years justify any sort of predatory behavior. That is not how we roll. right? It must be consensual. But my Lord Jesus, I mean, come on. Can there be any sort of nuance to this, or must it all be black and white? You know, this guy did not bust into her house and take what was not his. He did not do. He might have got a little excited and a little bit attracted to her and possibly touched himself through the phone. But even there's not even evidence of that. Let the man be a damn football coach and stop trying to destroy him over what somebody said. That's BS. And again, I don't think this should be, you should not be, this is my advice to Mel and his crew. Stop being on the defensive. You ain't got to play defense. After you finish playing defense, use a football analogy. After you finish playing defense and you defended the goal, then you need to snap that ball, throw that fucking thing down the field, and I need you to score touchdowns. Put them on the defense. I want them backpedaling. I want them trying to stop you. I want them to pay a price for what they did to you, because if they get away with doing this to you, they're going to do it to somebody else. I am from academia. I am a college professor, and I've seen this happen to black people on college campuses due to Title IX regulations that are clearly racially biased. So that's my little extra piece in there that I'm throwing in there. I'm done talking about it. God bless you, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. I love you. I appreciate you 100%. I hope you will take a moment, hit the subscribe button. What's up on Instagram? My new Instagram, by the way, is Dr. Boyce Finance. Did you know the old one sort of magically disappeared? I guess because I must have said something to upset Facebook. I don't know. Either way, it doesn't matter. We have b1nation.us. That's our own social media platform. So we got millions of subscribers on different platforms anyway, in other places. And also, if you like a new copy or copy of my new book, The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power, or any of my other books, you can go to drboycebooks.com. That's drboycebooks.com. This podcast is on Spotify and Apple. Just look up a name, Boyce Watkins, on Spotify and Apple. And last but not least, my new book is also on Audible. So if you go to Audible, search for my name, my books will come up and you can get them there. So God bless you guys. Thank you so much for listening. I love you. And I'm about to sit down and talk to my wife. She's sitting here like she got something to say to me. So I got to go listen to my baby. See y'all later. Have a good day. Love you. Peace.
Here we are, clan the isms, cataclysm great. Our people out here struggling, trying to make it in this state. Everybody out here doing it, but we the ones who late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to cosign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr. Boyce TV. Here we are.